What's up, guys? So today's going to be API Wars part 1 of 3, how to build an API with Wayscript. If you guys want to see me compare a Wayscript API to a Django API to a Golang API, see the video. I'm going to put it up here. Otherwise, if you like this video, give it a like and subscribe. Let's get to it. So for starters, just go to wayscript.com/home, click New Script in the top right. Name your script. I'm going to call mine API example. And then Wayscript makes it really easy to create a flow, to create a working API very quickly. So you just need to make an HTTP trigger because you're going to want to go to some HTTP endpoint to trigger a function. And then in this tutorial, we're going to be outputting from a SQL database so we can get user info. But alternatively, you could just trigger some function to scrape the web for information and output that as an API. So after you get the information from your SQL database, we're just going to want some Python to put it in JSON format and then output this Python as an HTTP response. So first, let's create this trigger. So they make it really easy to set up an endpoint, and I'm going to want to make an endpoint at get user. And then I want to get a user at some email, so I'm going to want to add a query parameter for email. So now I have this email variable that I can input into my SQL to get some user based off my email. So it's really easy to connect to your SQL database. You just need to put in MySQL, and the default port is 3306. You could also use SQL Server or PostgreSQL, but I'm using MySQL, and then just put in your endpoint, your database name, user, and password, and you're good to go. So now that we're good to go, I can just edit this. I have a users table which I'm going to be pulling from, so let's just see that this works. Great, and it does. And rather than getting all queries, I just want to get one result at a time. So let's run this. Great. So now we're going to need to put indexes at all the columns we want. So I'm going to do this really quickly and then come right back. Great, so one thing you'll notice if you look in the bottom left is as I index columns in the database, I'm going to get them as variables that I can use in the future. So later, when I create my response in Python, I can use these variables. So I want to format my query a little bit. I want to select from users where I have an email equal to my email HTTP string. So I'm just going to take this and then drop it in here. So now I have a working query. So now that this is all done, I can say done editing, and I can go to Python and create my JSON response. So in Wayscript, you put things in a variable dictionary so that you can use them in the future. So I'm going to make an item in the variables dictionary called resp, and I'm going to set that equal to a function I'm about to write called HTTP response. So just write a driver if name equals main. Set this. So this function is going to be called HTTP response. And I'm just going to have some resp Python dictionary. And then I'm going to output the JSON.dumps of resp, which puts this Python dictionary into JSON format. And I'm going to need to import JSON to do that. So I'm going to fill this resp dictionary with the information that I want really quickly. Cool, so now I have everything set up in my Python function, and hopefully this should run and return some JSON in this resp variable that's now showing up in the bottom left of my screen. So now I can say done editing, and I can just go to my HTTP response and put in my resp JSON. And Wayscript even type checks all the variables you put in your variables dictionary, so this makes it really easy to tell if we're outputting what we want to output. So since we're outputting resp, we're good to go, and we can turn on our HTTP trigger and then go to this website and be able to get the information that we want. So just to check, cool, this is outputting resp. So now let's go here and see if this works how we wanted it to. So I'm going to put in the argument as et@gmail.com. Great, and it works. And then this would work for any other entry. So like This would get my sister, Sky, and it could do any of the other entries in the database. Awesome. So if you like that, please give that a like. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments down below. Also, become a patron on my Patreon. And if you have any questions, just DM me on there. Wayscript makes it super easy to set up an API really quickly, so I hope you enjoy using it. And if you have any questions, thoughts on your experience using it, just put them in the comments down below. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good one. Peace.